Hey friends, John Glutch here with your weekly edition of 5 Minutes to Freedom. That's just a 5-minute video where I share a few tips on how to experience more freedom in your life and in your real estate career. And today I want to talk about all the freedom that's available to you from the coronavirus. Yeah, getting into the exciting stuff. So maybe you've been wondering, this thing's so negative. What's the positive news about the coronavirus? Well, I have a little bit for you right now. And what I want to talk about first is the idea of entering into the conversation that your client or your customer is already having. Everybody's already talking about the coronavirus. So how can you as a marketer think about a way to enter into that conversation in a way that educates them in an area that you have a benefit, an interest in yourself and that you have some wisdom in, like real estate. That's what I'm doing right now, right? So I'm explaining to you as a marketer something I know about marketing that you can use to benefit you as it relates to the coronavirus, because that's what you're thinking about, just like your customers are. So how do you do that in real estate? Well, I just did this with the Glutch Group. Here's what I know about people. They're looking for a guide. It's confusing and crazy. There's so many messages in the media, so much negativity, and no one knows who to trust, but they do trust you, right? You've got an audience of people who know, like, and trust you just like I do, and they want someone to tell them, like, what do they really need to know about the craziness that's going on in the world right now. So you want to enter into that conversation, and maybe you're not an expert at, whatever topic it might be. Like, I don't know anything about the coronavirus, but I do know about mortgage interest rates. And one of the big things in the news right now is mortgage interest rates are dropping because of the coronavirus. So I just did, in fact, create a blog post and a video for all the clients we have at the Glutch Group explaining how this drop in interest rates can benefit them, and it's a result of the coronavirus. So in case maybe you don't know how to do that, right? I have a finance degree, I own a mortgage company, all that stuff. Maybe that's not your wheelhouse. You don't really understand why the coronavirus is making interest rates lower. That's no problem. You can figure that out in like 10 minutes on Google, or I'll explain it to you right now. I'll make it really simple. What happens is when things are scary, investment money, big money, runs out of the stock market and into safe investments like the 10-year treasury yield, a 10-year treasury, which has its own little yield, which just means how much money they're paying people to who invest in the 10-year treasury, and interest rates, right? Or mortgage-backed securities. So they're going to put all their money in safe stuff like mortgages and like 10-year treasuries. And when that happens, the rates go down. Supply and demand, simple economics. So because the rates are going down, because all the money is going from risky stuff to safe stuff like mortgages, that means that the pool of money available gets cheaper for banks. So now banks can lend money out at a cheaper rate to customers. That's fantastic news, right? But it's not quite that simple, because it's not a direct relationship. For example, let me give you an example of how this works. Banks are busy, right? Lots of people trying to refinance right now. So banks can't just multiply their people magically, right? They can only handle so many loans. So even though they get this really cheap money that they can borrow and then lend out at a cheap rate, if they're too busy, they're just going to raise their prices. That way there's less demand, right? Less people trying to get their mortgages, and now they go to some other lender, and that's their deal. Right now I don't have to worry about it. My busy people in the back can catch up with all the business we have. So even though theoretically interest rates should be much better for your customer, they may not be at their bank. If their bank's busy, they're screwed, right? So to make a simple metaphor, and this is what I did in my video with the Glutch Group to make it funny and fun, was I talked about donuts. Imagine you own a donut shop. You got your sugary, delicious treat right there. You're trying to sell to everybody. And all of a sudden you figure out sugar is super cheap. And you and all the other donut places are like, awesome, we can buy sugar super cheap. So we're going to lower the price of our donuts. We still make just as much money, and we're going to sell more donuts. That's awesome. Until the line gets so far out the door that your donut guy quits and you're exhausted and you can't make any more donuts. So then you raise the prices. Even though sugar's still cheap, you raise the prices to make the line a little shorter to catch up on all the donuts you got to sell, right? You do this, the guy next to you does, the guy next to you, but you got maybe the guy way down in the corner who isn't very busy. He doesn't have to do that because he's not so busy. So he's still super cheap. Now he gets the benefit of all that business that you and the other busy people sent him. So what I explained to my customer group is, because the mortgage company that I own is a brokerage and we can broker to like 100 different banks, we're able to go, okay, you're busy, you're not so busy. You have fantastic rates, which is a huge benefit to my customer, because their B of A or whatever they're at is super more expensive than it should be. We can beat them 9 times out of 10 on rate. So now we can actually help our customers. So I explained, just like I did to you, why the coronavirus actually does in fact benefit them. So you can almost always find good news in the middle of bad news. Almost always, not always, but a lot of the times. And so dig around for that. And then the last 2 tips I'll give you is at the end of a video, or a blog post, you always want to give two things. This should be part of almost every marketing piece you do: an offer and a call to action. So what is it you're offering the customer to help benefit them, and what's the call to action? What are they supposed to do with that offer? So for you, in this video, my offer would be this: two things. One, if you need a really great mortgage lender, we're doing mortgages, and I'm almost sure we could beat your guy, whoever that is. We have incredibly good rates. So that would be one offer. So if you would like to learn more about our mortgage company and how we might be able to help you get a great refinance on your house or your customers, just shoot me an email. I'll be happy to talk to you about that. And I'll give you a second offer, which is the Gletch Group is growing. This is exciting. If you're in San Diego or in Arizona, we are growing, and we would love to talk to you if you're interested in joining our growing team. We're trying to recruit 5 new agents or 5 new teams in both San Diego and Phoenix before the summer. And so we'd love to talk to you about that. Shoot me an email. That's the call to action. And I will give you some more information on that. So at the end of whatever video, whatever marketing piece you're going to go make, it could even be an Instagram post, a live Facebook video, something super simple like that. Make sure you give an offer, call to action for more information, to learn what the latest interest rates are, to have an appointment to see how much we could save you on your mortgage, or how much house you can buy now with this extra money you got on the cheaper mortgage. Shoot me an email, text message, whatever. That's the kind of thing I'm talking about. So hope that helps. Go out there, stay safe, wash your hands. Talk to you later.